came to win.
Oh, they asking my name, huh?
You ready?
S-T-R-O, I ain't come to play with you. Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up. I can't spend the day with you. I'm out of my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright. I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I made with you. I've been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support ride. Lifting up, never not on my grind. New York City time. Another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winter side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field. Hey, yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that.
All right, Coach, under hazy, overcast L.A. skies, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the New Orleans Saints and our home team. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Play action now. Mariota. Here as he's taken down. Melvin Ingram in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
And they're able to bring him down at the 20. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. Mariota slings this deep from McLaurin. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
In your face.
First carry for Nick Chubb. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9. Watson on the screen. This is Eckler. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, Watson. Flush to his right. He'll run it. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. It's a first down following a gain of 3. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
They'll run here with Eckler. He finds some open field here. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Yeah, this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal. Now Watson on 3rd and goal. Forced out to his left. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And some room to roam now. A big-time play there for New Orleans. So they dig a little deeper in the playbook there, get the wide receiver the ball, running it, and it proves fruitful.
Love the call. When you've got a guy who has running back skills, you want him to touch the ball as well, not just out wide where you throw it to him. Make sure you hand it to him or toss it to him and let him go to work.
They'll run. This is Hunt. Yeah, he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. This is Hunt on the draw play, and he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2. They're in the midst of a nice drive, but facing a 3rd and long here. From the gun, Mariota. And this is going to be intercepted. Desmond King picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
The Charger drive about to get going. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together formulating a streak, and the whole month of December is still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. A run for Nick Chubb. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Faking the give. Now Watson. Being chased out left. Now he'll pull it down. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Here's Watson. He's got his man. It's Williams. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. A couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's first and 10 up at the 46. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is to get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
56. Mike, 56, right there, 56.
On 2nd and 9, Watson steps away to his left. And he's going to lose a yard or 2, taken down behind the line. Yannick Ngakoue has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
56 to Mike, boy, 56. Check 56.
From the gun, here's Watson. Dancing to his left. He's going to look deep for more. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it to the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Working out of the gun, Mariota in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Joey Bosa, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now Hunt. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 8, and it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join, who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. The Charger drive about to get going. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. David Long, the rookie from West Virginia, there defensively.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Check your hot read. Hey, watch it. Kill. Turn up. Hey, 24. Turn up.
And that'll set them back 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Right. Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
A shotgun snap for Watson. And it's complete. Henry. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
I'm coming after you. Switch. Check. Crunch. Check three. At 55.
On 1st and 10, Watson. Now they go screen. It's complete. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still ended up with a solid gain.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Y'all playing the wrong side. 56 to Mike.
Watson, off play action. It's Williams on the catch. A gain there of 21 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 2nd and 7, Watson. Now he's got the hook up to Moore. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. Now it's Watson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And the Saints will have the football back. And they've now made 2 trips to the red zone and still looking for their first touchdown.
Not able to punch it in, and if you're on defense, your confidence is sky high. Because mentally, you're saying, hey, you're in the red zone. We're thinking we're giving up 3. We just want to give up 6. In this case, they end up not giving up the touchdown at all. They've got to feel great about what they got done.
That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Kill. Check 3.
To throw, Mariota. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15.
Let's go, D.
Now Mariota. Buying time to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Out of bounds at the 33-yard line. A 9-yard pickup. It's 2nd and 6.
Hey, watch left, watch left. Here we go, here we go.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mariota. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Check. Motion out the back. Go. Backfield. 35's the mic.
Mariota to throw it this time. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Here's Thomas Morstead now, standing just outside his own goal line. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will be down just on the other side of midfield. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the 3rd quarter. This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Let's go!
The Charger drive about to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you turn that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Now this throw caught left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Running on 1st down, Eckler. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Watson now, operating from the gun. He'll get this to Eckler.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. On the carry, it's Chubb. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. The 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They run again on 1st down, Chubb. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Give him 12 yards there, and the Chargers have a 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They'll run with Chubb. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what we just saw, isn't it?
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Tried to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important, too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, because at least you're there, knocking the ball away. Offense isn't possessing it, making plays downfield. And you just continue to harass the receivers, harass the quarterback, and maybe the big play does occur down the road.
Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. First down, Mariota. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
He's coming. Double up.
Mariota to throw it. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man.
It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, the teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And an alley to run. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. It's Charger football, and they've got the lead as well as we begin the 4th quarter. Off of play action, it's Watson. He's going to look deep for more. This is caught at the 20. It's a big one there for the Chargers. 55 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Able to shake it, but in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. To throw is Watson. Well, this is caught by Williams. 23 yards, the final tally. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you've got to know the situation. Stay in bounds.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Forced out to his left. Pass incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Uchenna and Wosu got the sack there.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
21 yards. Well done on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Now Watson, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. He finds an opening past the 40. And he'll take it to the 43-yard line. 17 there and a New Orleans first down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. He'll look to throw. And finding the tight end Hooper. An incompletion, now a short pickup. That's not going to do it.
Yeah, you've got to get to the line of scrimmage quickly, get set up, and aim downfield.
The 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Joey Bosa in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. So down 6, and they know they need this one on 4th down. Mariota to throw for it on 4th. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. On the ground, it's Eckler. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Throwing now, Watson being chased out left. And now he's going to use his legs. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. Now it's Watson on the screen. This is Eckler. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. We'll step aside and come back to Carson after this. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory. But the other guys, he's got a man, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
Well, that's something you haven't had to talk about much this game. A nice big play right there. But this team, overall, they haven't done a whole lot offensively.
Well, they're still sitting on the goose egg. We talk about defenses having pride in a shutout. This offense wants to get rid of that 0. A first down throw for Mariota. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To the air again. Mariota. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. He's trying to get it to Terry McLaurin. And it's 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Watch twist. Undercut.
Mariota again. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now Mariota. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off with great anticipation. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough, but yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys are nails out there.
So for the home team here, Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Southern California, so long, everybody.
Get you with the run, or I can hit you with the pass.